the same screen here. I never did 2 in 1, so you're getting a bargain price, 2 for 1. All right, so health check, self audit here. This is the one, notifications, getting email notifications if something is triggered in your database, and that's pretty handy. If you notice here in the SkyBridge database right now, as it comes, open the box, you have these right here. Standard notifications here. All these you can get notified for. Some of them are just maybe if you're on vacation, if you want to know if somebody ran EOP or process quarantine. But for the most part, processing quarantine, you get a lot of emails because you do that every day, right? EOP, you do that every week, every month, every quarter, and every year, unless you add some stuff and you want to just run it. But if you notice here, we do custom notifications too. Something that you do not see on this list, then you can actually ask us to go ahead and get built one for you. See how much it costs and get it put in where you can get notifications. But these are pretty standard things that people asked for in the past, and we giving it to them in LeakDOS. Now we're doing it in SkyBridge. So they call it a custom action panel back then, but I don't think it sent you an email. But here, this one, it will send you an email notification here. Okay. And this is what it looks like. Well, this is where you set it up under configuration workflow, under user permissions. And then under the person's name, there's a little envelope here. That's notifications. You can click on that and it will show you all the notifications that I showed you earlier, all these. And you can pick and choose what notification. If you're manager or the admin, you can pick and choose what notifications go where, go to who. And what I like about it too, outside of SkyBridge, you don't have login credentials to get in, but you can still set up an email and have this sent to like maintenance personnel, like this one, maintenance, and they'll get the email saying new leak, opening their line, something that they can get notified for and get the ball rolling on repairing that information. Of course, we do have the scheduled reports too, but this is works hand in hand with this here. So this is kind of like the notifications, what you would get a sample. This is quarantine, you just process quarantine to tell you what was processed, when they were processed, and who processed it, who was logged in at the time when it was processed. So you'll see that here. Okay. This one, the EOP, missed inspection. When you run EOP, it's going to show you how many components that were missed. Hopefully they were out of service. So that will give you an indication. If you have anything missed, you can find out what's going on there. Okay. Another one is new DOR, shows you that it's a new delay or repair or delay for shutdown that was created. It gives you the tag number and the person that's responsible for that. Okay. In LeakDOS as well as SkyBridge, we had the ability to send stuff to quarantine from the inspection history because it had limitations of what you can change in inspection history. So you have to send it back to quarantine and then reprocess it too. Not only can you document what was sent back in a little document form and attach it to your reason, but also you can get an email notification that one component will return to quarantine, SkyBridge, and then you can actually go and look at the history of that. Yeah. Okay. So again, that's one that you can get. This is another example. If you have multiple ones, they put it on one page rather than having multiple pages. Quarantine processed, what was processed. There's a new leak that was found. These are the 2 tag numbers, the actual database. And I found some OELs too here on 2 components. And this port here, if you had it where it goes straight to maintenance, they can go out and look for those tag numbers. Or you can, in addition to this, have a leak sheet for maintenance with picture go out too. So not only will they get notified, but they also get another email giving the printout or the paperwork of where that component is located and all the general information about it. So a good feature that you can add here to that. Now, on the notifications too, let me get into the software here. That's under configuration, workflow, permissions. And here's the add button if you want to add a new person to the database. They can't access SkyBridge, but they can actually get a notification. You can put their name, like I have maintenance here, but the only thing he can get is notifications. He or she can get his notifications. Or, yeah, he or she can, or you, of course, remember under reporting, report schedule, you can schedule a report to go out too. But again, if I want to come over here, I can remove, like for this one here, this person called and says, "Hey, I'm getting too many emails processing quarantine. Just take that off." You can just give them what they want. You can actually print this out or just show them what's available to them and ask, what would you like for me to have you get a notification for? And they may say, "I just want to open ended lines, new leaks, first attempts when they do." So it counts down to like how many days you have left. They'll send you an email if you have like 1 day left, 2 days left, 3 days left. Constantly get emails reminder that, hey, you have a leak. You hadn't made a first attempt on it yet. You got 5 days, but now you got 3 days left. And then some other DOR delay or repair expected repair date has expired. So you have to go in there and just change that. So this list may grow, but for the most part, if you got something that you really want to see that you don't see on that list, just send us an email and we can make sure that you get that. Get that request. Send a support request that, hey, this company that I work for would like to have get notified for such and such. And some people like leaks that's over 10,000, something like that. So again, that's something that will be available to you. Okay. All right. So just to reiterate, under the reports, health check, of course, that's available to you. You can set the date range, maybe a quarter or the whole year, beginning from January to today's date, or do it every 6 months. I like to do it every quarter, quarterly self audit. And over here under, if I go back over here to the components, I'm just going to show you that here. If I go under components, and I'm just going to show you that to the mismatch components here, how I was able to link those components. So those, I've already changed those, so that's why it's not coming up as that. So again, but any event, let me just take this off here, retrieve. And if you do want to link these or add a comment to these, you can just highlight them, right click, add a comment right here, and fixed. And that comment is going to be attached to it. And then you could actually link these components to that file. Linked selected. And I have a folder called self audit. There it is. And add that. You can name these files whatever you want. So when I go and view this component, down at the bottom here, you'll see here you have comment, fix self audit, and then link document. There's a link document here, and you can click on that and it actually open up that link document, which is in that folder, file manager, under self audit. And it's just an Excel spreadsheet. Kind of slow today. There it is. Right. Okay. Yeah. Turn it on. A question: how do we turn on the notification feature for our facility? If you go under configuration, and then you go to now, let me make sure you got this though. If you look on your computer, on your main screen, make sure you're using a new UI too, because all your new features are going to be under the new UI. Because if you go under reports under the old UI, you won't see a lot of this stuff. Report bundle, report schedule. Also, you won't see the quarantine import dashboard, stuff like that. So just make sure you got using a new UI. But down here under the temperature and location, you'll see here notifications here. Says turn yes, mapping yes. Just send an email to support saying you would like to have all of these turned on. If they say no, just have them all turned on. Okay. And that way you can do that. And then once you get them turned on, I think that was your question, Joseph. After you get it turned on, then you can go under here to workflow, permissions, and then this will be available to you under each person's name. All right. Yes, they are. Yeah. So, and again, Shannon just reminded me there's no charge for those. So just make sure you get those turned up. Just call. If they say no, make sure you get all three turned on. Okay. Health check, premium mapping, and notifications. Tell them Dwight sent you. Okay, so the next question is, are notification settings only available to the admin? Um, I, yeah, only available to the admin, because if you go here and you go to workflow, if you're not an admin, you won't see the permissions here, right? You won't see that permissions button. And if you want to make someone an admin, if I go under here, my name, as you can see, I'm an admin here. All right. The UI, good question. How do you get the updated UI? If you notice over at the top left hand corner, right hand corner, my other right hand corner here, see I turned that off? It brings me to the old UI. If I slide it over to the right, it brings me to the new UI. So again, you can see the big difference between the two here. This is the old, right? And then this is the new. Get that, no problem. And start using that. Like I said, when I first got it, the look like too much information, but I got used to it now, and it's really, really pretty cool. All the new features that they have now. So again, take advantage of that. Okay. See any other questions here? Thank you, Fred, Gregory, Joseph. Appreciate that. And again, remember that little question mark right here that gets you to support. Um, that can get don't get frustrated with anything, any little small question, big question, anything. Just send a ticket in. You can call, but always send that ticket in so you can have backup. Okay, that will help you out. But okay, great. So thank you guys for being with us this afternoon. Appreciate you using SkyBridge, and give us some feedback, suggestions. You might see your suggestions in here one day, because you guys use this every day, and anything that can make your job easier, let us know, and we'll try to inculcate it into SkyBridge. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Okay. Great. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate it. Have a good one, and we'll see you next month. Take care. Bye bye.